At first I was going with the Tiara, but then I decided on the Crown. It was a better choice. Stick around. Hello, fellow vapors. Vaping Newbie here, and yeah, we're going to be talking about another sub-ohm tank that I purchased through some ongoing peer pressure from my buddies Scott and Josh on Facebook. Let me have a pull. And we're going to be talking about the Uwell Crown. I bought this from economyecigs.com. Link is going to be down below. Take a look. I've done a couple of videos based upon their product, and I've never been disappointed. So Wayne and Laura, great job there. Some great pricing, fantastic merchandise, and fantastic service. Try the Rude Boy Juice line. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So without any further ado, we're going to go down below. We're going to take a look at the unboxing and the annoyance of opening this freaking box, and get right into it, and then we'll come back up. Okay, so we have the plastic box. It is sealed with some Scotch tape around it, and on the front it's got this little sleeve that just slides off, and I'm not quite sure what this is about, but they do talk about they have dual coils, and it's stainless steel. And on the back of this thing, it does say D-grade stainless steel heating wire. So that in itself is new to me, that it's a stainless steel wire that's inside. It is food grade stainless steel that it is made out of. We're going to put that aside, and then now let's open the box and see what we got in there. Okay, did a little change of angle here so you can get more into it. This is the packaging. It's a plastic box with an insert that's formed for the tank. Obviously the tank is not in there. It does come with this little sleeve on it, and it tells you that it's dual coils and it is food grade stainless steel. On the opposite side, I'll see if I can get that a bit closer for you, and focus would be nice. There we go. And in this case I have two dual coils. I have a 0.25 and a 0.50, and they're stainless steel. And then I also have an Ni200 coil as well as a 0.15. Thus far I've been using the 0.25 coil in stainless steel, and we're going to discuss some of that in a moment. You open up the case, and it's a real pain in the ass, in my opinion. Open, they've got Scotch tape that runs all around it, and I have the patience. I always say of a 5-year-old at Toys R Us, so I only cut off half and was able to get in. I don't have nails, so I have to use a knife. The thing I like about this is it starts you off with 3 separate coils, so chances are 2 to 3 you're going to like, you're going to enjoy them. So that's a good way to start them off, and then you just buy additional coils. It also comes with a glass tank and a spare tank, and I really wish every company would do that, because these things are so fragile. If you mistakenly drop it and you break it, it could be a real pain to replace that. So having the extra one is always nice. You take out that form-fitted insert, and you have one of these Stay Fresh packets, some spare O-rings, all different sizes. You have a card on how to fill it up properly. It starts by you close the air hole, and then you have this card that gives you a bit more information, the specs and whatnot, and then again how to use it. And it is authentic. It's got one of these little scratch and sniff stickers on it, and that's it. So now we're going to take a look at the tank itself. Okay, so if we look at the dimensions of the Uwell Crown, it is a 22 millimeter tank. However, this area right here, which is the airflow control ring, as well as the top area, which is for the top filling, which we'll look at later, is actually 24 millimeters. So a device such as my Athena, which takes a 22 millimeter, possibly a 22.5 millimeter, it will not work with that. It just won't fit in unless I'm able to pull off the airflow control ring, which simply I don't want to do. The drip tip on it, the thing I like about it, it's got the dual O-rings that are on there. It solidifies it slightly, but I did find it's kind of loose. It is a mid-bore drip tip. It's not large, and it's certainly not small. So I call that a mid-bore drip tip. Right in here is a knurled area, which is the airflow control ring. So let's take a bit closer look at that. Whoa, extreme close-up, but I did want you to see it. So you see here we have that base that's right along here, and then up here is the airflow control ring. And the beauty of that is because you have this sort of separation here, you can actually adjust the airflow while it's on your device. So you actually have two airflow holes. You have one there, and then of course one on the other side. Works quite well. This tank has a lot of airflow. So let's take a look at the top. Okay, well, right underneath the drip tip, of course, the top of the tank, and then you have a Pyrex glass tank itself. The thing I love about this is you can fill this through the bottom or the top. So if I take this off the stand, and I can just twist it around this way, I easily could remove the top. I'm sorry, that's the bottom. Or if the easier way to go, in my opinion, is to actually remove the top. And you don't lose any juice. You can change your coil, and there you see there are, let's see if I can get that a bit clearer for you, but there are 4 entry points where you can put juice in, and it is quite simple to do that. I'll show you that in a moment because it is time to fill it up and take it for a spin. So that is up close and personal with the Uwell Crown. Let's get it filled up and see how it goes. So there you go. There's the coil head, and you want to make sure before you put any juice in the tank that it's very well primed. So you want to put some juice. Usually I just go around the coil head, lubricate it well, make sure it's well wet, and then you fill the tank, put it all together, and I probably let it sit for 5, possibly 10 minutes, depends on my patience, before I start using it. Because A, you don't want to get a dry burn, and you don't want to turf out your coil right off the bat. So I just want to make sure you keep that in mind. It couldn't be any easier. I love the way this works. You can do it while the tank is actually on the mod. Simply unscrew that top. You have all those areas of 4 openings on the top. You take your e-juice, in this case some original Gangsta from Rude Boy, and fill it up. And then simply put your top back on. If there's any overage of juice, you can simply wipe it off, and you are good to go. Okay, we're back up top, and Uwell Crown. I have the 0.25 ohm stainless steel coil head in here, and I have it set in the stainless steel model, my RX200, which also came from Economy e-cigs. I have it set at 522 degrees Fahrenheit and 75 watts. It's nice. It's with temperature control, of course, you get a bit cooler of a vape. It works well. It does have a flavor. However, for me, with this particular coil, when I switch it over to power, there we go, and I'm vaping it at 44 watts. Make it even. Oh, let's put up 45. So I'm vaping it now at 45 watts. Same coil head. Let's take a look now. Much warmer vape. This is what I'm used to. The flavor is there. Definitely, what a way for me to start off 2016. Granted, this tank was out in the middle of 2015. I wish I really jumped into it then. I've been missing out. This tank is really, really good. And folks, if your mod does not do temperature control in stainless steel or temperature control, you can use stainless steel coils in power mod. You're fine. Now, inside there should be an NI200 0.15 coil head that we're going to talk about soon. That cannot be used in power mod. That has to be used in a nickel temperature control mod, or mode, if you will. But the stainless steel is really a game changer for me. I'm not a big fan of temperature control. I'll use it now and again. I'll pull it off. I'll put it on. I'll put it off. I'll pull it off. But I vape for the most part in power, and that is at wattage. Let me change out the coil, put in the nickel, and I'll give you my views on that. Okay, switched out the coil now. I'm using the NI200 coil 0.15, and you can tell because my hat's on backwards. I've been using it for a little while. I wanted to give it a test run. Now, I mentioned I'm not a big fan of temperature control, but that could be mainly based on the crappiness of my coils that I was doing. Not quite sure, but I did try the temp control in titanium with the Ego 1 Mega Tank, and it was okay, but not phenomenal. And I used it on the RX in titanium, and it was okay. It was good, but I wanted something more. And when I used the 0.25 stainless steel coil, I was getting that. I was like, wow. So I didn't have a lot of positive feelings about the NI200 coil, but I was wrong. Now, of course, I do have it set for temperature control. I have it set at 520 watts. I'm sorry, 520 degrees at 75 watts. I'm getting a nice warm vape. It's actually doing quite well. So anything I said about temperature control with these coils, I pull back. It's actually pretty damn good. So I am enjoying this. Now, there is a third coil, and I'm not going to go through that because, it's a stainless steel coil, but it's a 0.50 ohm. So you're going to have a similar vape to the 0.25. You might not need as much power. And to be perfectly honest, I was playing with the power on the 0.25 coil from 35 watts to 45 watts. And in power mod, I kept the temperature between 480 degrees and 520 degrees in temperature control on that coil. But this tank is definitely something that you should check out. So let me get to my final thoughts, the do's and don'ts. I'll be back in a minute. The wrap up. I keep looking for negative because everything has one, and I haven't been able to find it. Trying the two coil heads, the 0.25 in stainless steel, in both power and temperature control, worked really well. The 0.15 NI200 coil, I'm actually enjoying it, which is a departure for me on temp control. I should point out that there is a downside. It's the damn Scotch tape on the freaking box. Okay. Other than that, not really. The fact that it's got that 24 millimeter girth at both the bottom and the top, and it doesn't fit in one of my mods, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I was looking for a tank that could actually bring me back to clearomizers, and I think I found it. Of late, I've been using the Limo 2 and the Delta 2 with the added RBA sections, and I sort of got out of building. I don't know if I have the patience for it anymore or what have you, but I just sort of got away from it, and I was looking for a different tank. The TFV4 wasn't cutting for me any longer. Yeah, it could blow clouds, but it seemed to dilute somewhere the flavor of the juices that I'm used to anyhow. And that's my opinion. I pulled out my Freemax Star and threw in a new coil, and I've been using that until this puppy arrives. So I think I'm going to be rolling those between the two. One thing I should point out is there is an RBA section you can purchase for the Uwell Crown. I just haven't done it because it's just really saying I'm getting away from doing that. The coil heads replacements can get a little pricey. I think it's about $22 for 4 coil heads. So they are a little pricey. So here's hoping they'll last a lot longer. But it is something that it goes, was I paying that much for smoking? Wow, stupid question. So overall, this thing is a massive, massive thumbs up for me. I like the look of it. The flavor on this is just phenomenal. The clouds aren't bad. If you're a cloud person, you're going to get a bit of cloud. In the bitter cold of Montreal lately, it's exaggerated when you're outside, so people sort of ducking out of the way. But it's not obviously a cloud machine. I'm not sure if it was built for that. The airflow, really nice. Adjustable while it's on the mod, that to me is a massive plus. The filling while it's on a mod, that I just love. And, if you want to flip out and put it on the bottom, the fact you can change the coil head and not lose the juice, like that factor. It's hard for me not to like this. So great job from UL. I do want to take time to thank my pushy buddies, Scott and Josh, for getting me to pick this one up. And of course, Wayne and Laura at Economy E-Cigs for getting it to me so quick, because as I've mentioned numerous times, I'm not a patient person. So that's it, Uwell Crown. Should you get one? I think so. That's my opinion. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Give it a try. And, again, 2 to 3 coils. You don't need a stainless steel temperature control device to use it. You can use it in power mod. So that's it. Folks, I'm glad you dropped by. I hope you got something out of this. So please stay healthy and happy vaping. Take care, folks. Hello, fellow vapors. Vaping newbie here. It's like the 6th time I've started this. The freaking button wouldn't push. Save this one to the end.